Pastor.
Hi, Kim. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Well, that's good. So how was your weekend?
Very good. Very
That's
good.
good.
Had a good weekend, busy weekend. Lots going on, but good stuff going on. How about you?
I was very busy this past weekend because it was nice outside, so I love to be outside. So I got as much as what I could outside done and everything. So yesterday I had off, so I forgot I had to grab the robes for confirmation.
Yes.
So I did that, and then I talked to Ann about ordering the flowers and the boutonnieres and mowed the grass out there. So
All right, you were busy.
I think we are all set for next weekend now.
All right,
Just have to order the cake.
You have your red on early for Pentecost Sunday.
I do. I even got special red shoes for Sunday.
Oh my goodness, that's
and
great.
stuff. So yeah, so I was all ready for that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, and now that we got our introductions here done, I guess we should say hi to everybody there.
Hello,
too.
everybody.
Hi. Yes. Welcome to our first podcast of the pastor and the Hopeful Deacon.
So I'm going to give you a story real quick about the Hopeful Deacon. So I'm hopeful to become a deacon in the next couple of years since I will be doing it part-time. And then when I am a deacon, I can still be hopeful. So that's where the Hopeful Deacon comes in. But I will soon be a licensed minister.
Yes. Yeah. And the other thing we need to share here too is our names.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That would help.
It would help. So I'm Pastor Tony Pagotto. I'm pastor here at Dinky Memorial. We're sitting in my office at Dinky Memorial and also over at St. John's Lutheran in Mahoning. So.
And I'm Kimberly Gerhard. I am a parishioner over at St. John's, but I have recently went through the lay minister program. So I completed everything except my first visit for communion. So I just need to complete that, and then I will be licensed minister at St. John's and maybe here at Dinky if they allow me.
We're hoping. I'm hoping. I'm going to push for it. There you go.
So, so it's going to be interesting as we grow along to see someone who was in ministry for 20 plus years, right?
Yes.
And someone who is new in the ministry and see if anything has changed in the way things have been taught and stuff, which I'm pretty sure everything has been the same, but it'd be interesting if it was different.
You know, it's been over 2,000 years with the church and teaching. There's some consistency in there, but yes, some things have changed within there. So, yeah.
Our theology is still the same.
Yeah. Well, yes, there's theological things that run the gamut there. But yes, in practice, there are definitely things that have changed over the years.
Yeah.
So you want to share a little bit your background?
Yeah. So, I'm going to talk about how we came up with this brilliant idea.
I should say
you.
Yeah, I want to give credit where credit is due. You came up with this, not me.
So I've really always wanted to do a podcast because I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I thought, what would an interesting podcast be? And because my faith is growing so deeply, I really wanted to do it for people who are new to Lutheran theology, people who would like a better understanding of it, and even where do I begin?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're really into God and everything else like that, like where do I even begin to start? Mm-hmm. So I thought, oh wow, this is wonderful. I would love to do this. Plus, being a deacon, I'm more of a service person. So I figured, why not do this? And I could hit thousands and hopefully maybe millions of people. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
I love the ambition. There you go.
And, spread the word. So I said to Pastor, hey, would you like to do a podcast with me? And he was gullible to say, well, sure, let's do a podcast.
It took you a few tries. She was persistent with it. Pastor, will you do a podcast? Pastor, will you do a podcast? And finally, I gave in.
Yes, you did. Yes, and then when I finally sat and I came in with everything, you're like, oh, this is really happening, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now here we are.
Yeah, now here we are. And I think as we get used to it, I think we're just going to become more and more comfortable with it. We won't be always looking at each other. We have to learn, so we're like looking at each other. We're also looking at you guys too. So, but it's also a conversation, I think, between us and you. So I think we're going to have a good time with this.
Yeah. Now, I envision this as well, playing a role here with those of you at home, questions you may have, imposing those to us that we can explore. Not trying to say we are experts in everything we're going to be discussing. Not at all. Not in the least. However, it just gives a forum here, maybe ask a question that many people are thinking, but maybe not necessarily feel comfortable enough to pose out there for everybody. So even if they're just anonymous questions, we could possibly explore those as well.
Right. So we don't need a name attached to it or anything. One thing that I will be working on this week is to have question boxes at both churches. So if you have that question, you can just write it on a piece of paper and submit it. The good news is that we do have a question already that we will be tackling in our next session.
Yes.
Which is good because it allows us to ponder. So we're not thinking right on the spot. So Dakota don't have a lot of editing to do.
There you go. Yes. And we do need to give a shout out to Dakota. Dakota, thank you for being willing to do the editing in that for these sessions here. And I joked earlier before as we were just starting, we'll try to keep that editing to a minimum for you, but we can't make any promises.
That's right.
So
because we definitely are not perfect.
No, definitely not. Now, background, you've been in the church?
So I've been part of St. John's I was not baptized there, but I did have confirmation there. So I was confirmed in 1989 there. 88, 89, I was confirmed. And that's, at that time we were like 15, 16 years old going through confirmation. I was confirmed UCC.
Okay.
United Church of Christ.
Because that was a joint congregation,
right?
There.
Which now they call it federated. So if you hear federated, it means that part of the church is UCC and the other part is Lutheran. And
they're actually both. They've changed the wording a little bit in there. The federated used to be that they were both UCC and Lutheran. The congregation had that identity of both. Now they separate out. There's a different name, which I will have to research. I forget what it is.
That'll be interesting. So because the UCC did not have a lot of members, they were running out on the money. They had decided to dissolve the UCC part of it and become Lutheran now. Not many changes, I think, between the both. One of it is how we do communion, which some of my pastors in seminary, I attended Moravian Seminary for my licensed minister program. They no longer do the communion in the pews. They do communion at the table like we do in the Lutheran theology. So I thought that was pretty cool because somebody did pose a question about that. Hey, why can't we do both? And
which is another topic we can explore at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So like all these things end up coming up and we can really run down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But so anyway, then I became the superintendent of Sunday school. And that's when Tinley was born, and she is 15 now. So
Tinley is?
My niece. Okay. And I do not have children. So my brother and sister, they have blessed me with their children. And so she started Sunday school at a very young age. I would just set her in the Sunday school for toddlers, and there she was. And then Tristan came along, but I ended up creating, so Bishop DeForest and I, we did grief share at St. John's, and I've been doing that grief share now for 15 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a neat ministry too.
Yeah.
That we'll have to explore that in a session.
Yeah.
It's endless. Yeah.
There is. It's endless. So I've been doing that the last 15 years. Heard about this licensed lay minister thing come around, and I thought, what is that? So I explored it. So here I am today now,
There you go.
2 years later.
All right. And I'm grateful for it. There you go. All right. So now, as I said, Tony Pagotto, pastor of both churches, I actually grew up at Hope Lutheran Church in Cherryville. I'm one of the first baptized members of that congregation because I was two different congregations that came together. It was a Lutheran church out in Littlemore and Indian Land congregations there. They came together to form Hope Lutheran in 1972, and I was one of the first baptized members in 1973. The church wasn't even built yet; it just existed on paper.
That's so cool.
So that's where I grew up. I went to seminary down in Philadelphia at the Lutheran Theological Seminary at Philadelphia, and had internship in North Dakota, which was really cool being out there. And I worked at churches in a church in Philadelphia and in Center City, Allentown, and had these different experiences that varied. And then my first call was to St. James Lutheran Church up in Nescopac. So I was up there for 4 years, and then I took the call here at Dinky in 2008. I became pastor here. So I've now been in the ministry ordained for September 1st. I've been serving in the church for 22 years.
Wow.
So yeah, it goes by really fast, really fast. But been here all this time, and the way I became affiliated with St. John's Lutheran Church is we are in a purchase of service agreement. My call is through Dinky, and they sell off half of my time to St. John's. And so that's where the purchase comes in. They're purchasing my services from Dinky. And so I split my time between the two congregations here throughout the week. And we have 2 worship services on a Sunday. So I'm here at Dinky at 9, and then over at St. John's for 11. So it's exciting. I love both congregations. The people are incredible. Yeah, they really are.
I have to agree with you, because when I first came over here just to help out with worship, I was so nervous. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, don't be nervous. We're friendly. And I'm like, I know you are, but it still is, you're meeting people for the first time. You just hope you could do a good job. And gives God's word. And, but no, they have made me feel welcomed. I absolutely love them. Mm-hmm. Pieces. So hopefully they enjoy me just as much, my craziness.
We do. They enjoy it over here. Trust me. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. But I know for yourself, you're married.
I am married. On Sunday was our 29th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
As anybody knows who's married, it does take some work, right?
Yes.
The past 3 years, we were renovating our basement, and we did not get a divorce. So that's a good thing.
That's great.
Especially since we were doing all the work ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We didn't always see eye to eye, but I think we work very well together, even though I say to him, oh, Tim, we should say that we are for rent to blah, blah, blah. And he says, no, you could be for rent, but I am not for rent. So
that's great.
What about you?
And me, I am married to Erica, and this September 2nd, we'll celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary. So
20 is still pretty
20
big.
20 is good. Yes. That's a big one. So we have that. We have 2 children, Elijah and Claudia. Elijah's graduating from Lehighton this year and heading to Kutztown to study physics. So, and Claudia is 16, working on getting her license. She has her permit right now, so she'll be getting her license soon, hopefully. So, yeah, and they're great. Love my family. We have a great time together. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how, I mean, that's how I am. I'm all about family too. Anytime we can get together is the best.
Yeah. And I have seen you supporting your niece and your nephews in that for different events. I think it was field hockey. The one time I was
Field
running.
hockey.
Yep, I was running through town, going on a run, and there's Kim with your brother sitting there watching the field hockey game.
Yep.
So yeah.
And then Tristan, he did cross country, so
Yes.
I got to see you
Coach,
and Erica there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then he decided he was going to do track.
Yep.
So I absolutely love the kids, watching them, grow, and
we don't want to ignore Dalton.
No, Dalton's still young though, so he's only 8.
Yeah.
But the good news is that he's very bored in school. So they are testing him for the gifted program at Northampton School District.
Okay.
So he has a hard time becoming friends with other kids because his intelligence level is so far beyond theirs that he has friends with teachers and older adults. So hopefully the good Lord will help Donnie and Stacey decide and put them in the right path to help Dalton through that kind of school
get where he needs to be.
Yeah, especially, he's doing math at a 5th grader and he's reading, at a 5th grade level. So the elementary school and goes to 5th grade, where does he go after that?
Right.
They already do have him in special math and special reading classes, but that's where it stops.
Gotcha.
So he's already, doing science and all this other kind of stuff when he knows so much about.
Right.
So,
good. All right.
Yeah. Whether he's going to be a athlete, I very much doubt it. I think he's going to be the gamer.
There you go.
Computer whiz person.
But for today, this first time here that we wanted to get together, this first podcast was more or less just a, hey, this is who we are. This is what this is where we're coming from. And I know for me, I just want this to be another avenue that we can, one, reach the people within the congregation.
Yes.
That's number one priority for me. So bring your questions in, let us discuss. And it doesn't mean it has to end here with this. This can be just the start of the discussion of some of those questions. And I would love to see it go beyond this forum and we get together, because we've got other ways we get together. We have Fermenting Our Faith. There's adult Bible or Sunday school over at St. John's. And so we have Bible study in the middle of the week. So there are other forums we can even go further with some of these topics that we're getting on. So again, I see this as a start and not the end.
Yeah. So our first question, I will talk about our first question real quick, is how do I start reading the Bible?
Yeah. Okay.
So him and I, we already have kind of different views on where to start. So I think that's going to be interesting.
Right.
But I think that's just the beginning of where we are going to start. And I see this to be huge success, because not everybody wants to sit somewhere in Bible study, even though I like Bible study, but I like to listen to podcasts and devotions while I'm busy doing things. Like on my way over here, I was listening to my devotion this morning. It just puts me in the right frame of mind, gets me at peace, what's going on in my life and the world around me, and how to proceed for my day. So I think that really helps me be present in the world.
That's great
stuff. So, and you did introduce me to that devotional.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it.
Sounds like a topic for another day too, huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So look at the topics keep coming. So please don't be shy. Throw in that question and be on the lookout for when we answer that question.
That's good.
Pastor, is there anything else that you could think of that we can share with everybody?
About ourselves?
About ourselves?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I do own Perfect Balance Boutique. I've been doing that for the past 7.5 years. I'm a breast cancer survivor, so the boutique is for breast cancer. I do a few other things besides just breast cancer. I do wigs, hair pieces. I also do compression. But there's a lot of things that have changed over the years. But I have people who come 4 hours away to be fit by me. So for me, that just is like, that's God's work right there. That's my ministry.
I was just going to say that is an incredible. It is a ministry that you are providing there. It is incredible. I've been there to, just see the shop. You showed me around in there and told me the different things you do, and it is. It was humbling for me to come in there and see, wow, look at the way you are impacting lives there. So so thank you for that. It's huge.
I just every day you see God's work. Every day I get to talk about God too. It's because sometimes you have to have that faith that He's going to pull you through that other side, and so it's just very special.
That's neat. Now that's your outreach ministry into the community. That's your work that you do. Obviously, I'm called to be a pastor. It's part of it, but how I get involved, my main avenue for getting involved in the community is through coaching over at the school, at Heighton High School and middle school there. So coach, I say we. My wife is the head coach for cross country and track. So my wife, I joke, my wife is officially my boss. So she's the head coach there, and so I assist with the running across country and over at track. I've bounced around some different things between middle school and high school there, events that I've coached in that, just wherever I'm needed. So it's been fun. It is. I enjoy it so much, the coaching and connecting with those kids, and that has led into ministry in other ways, where I've been able to be present for families that were going through maybe some difficult situations, and I've been able to walk with those families through that. So it's really been an avenue that has opened doors for me there for ministry in that regard. And I just love it. And I just have to add, the one thing that I added on to my resume then this year with the coaching is I am now a bus driver as well. So I went and got my CDL. They didn't have enough bus drivers, so I went and got my CDL. So I drive the bus now. And the first time I pulled up and I'm driving the bus, the kids were like, Coach Tony! They were all excited to see that. So that was a blast. That was fun.
And I think it's important too for the kids to see you outside of church as well, to see you as Coach Tony, but also know what you do for a living. Because when I was younger, being a pastor is that you basically lived at the church.
Right. Yeah. And you work one day a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that they worked more than one, but but pretty much your one day of work is Sunday. But I just find that to be so fascinating. And I just love it that they get to see the other side of what a pastor is.
Yeah, and I need to give a shout out. I'm not the only pastor there. One of the other assistant coaches is Pastor Justin Leininger. So he's out there as well. So they're getting hit double there with this. So, but it's really neat too. So we really enjoy it. So
it's amazing. I think where God has us, and when you when you listen to Him, I think you're much happier.
Yeah.
Truly believe that.
Yeah. So, I think that about does it for me.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you everybody for being with us through this first session here, this first podcast.
I hope we don't bore you to death.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, we'll see you again soon.